The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. My name is Katie Carter. I'm the emergency response meteorologist with the National Weather Service. And getting on with our state briefing here, we have several rain chances in the week ahead, which we desperately need, even though we've gotten some over the weekend, just to really help with our drought. Now, there is a pretty low end severe storm potential, but it is non-zero for the far western portions of the state, as we'll get to. But today, before we see any rain chances, it's just going to be a bit of a cooler day, drier weather, and then a storm system approaching late tonight, continuing tomorrow and even into Wednesday, bringing a few rounds of shower potentials and also that severe weather threat, as I'll outline tomorrow. And then temperatures really all over the place. It's kind of seasonable today and tomorrow. Wednesday, it's going to be quite warm, near 70 degrees. And then a very strong cold front crosses the area, and that's going to drop things pretty precipitously for Thanksgiving Day. It'll be pretty blustery, the same for Friday as well. Now, this graphic that you see here is not the rainfall forecast. It's actually just showing the amount of rainfall that we have seen statewide over the last 7 days. So at first glance, you can obviously see that some of the heavier rainfall has fallen in the western part of the state, and Lee County has really gotten in on at least the heaviest amounts, about 1.5 to 2 inches being reported out that way, with other areas 1 to 1.5. The rest of the state kind of in that range between 1/4 of an inch up to 3/4 of an inch. And southern Virginia near the North Carolina border seems to have gotten the least amount. But you'll see some pretty hefty amounts just to our west. So in West Virginia and portions of Kentucky and Tennessee. So hopefully we can tap into some of those heavier rainfall amounts with the pattern that we see coming up, although it doesn't look promising for any really heavy rainfall amounts. So high pressure is in control. We have a lot of sunshine today, just a pretty nice Monday morning. And then tomorrow you'll see a warm front that's really centered in western Kentucky and Tennessee. That's going to approach us, and ahead of that warm front, late overnight tonight and into our day tomorrow, we will see some showers arriving. That is going to usher in the warm air that we see briefly for one day and one day only. It's like the early Black Friday sale. We'll get a nice warm day on Wednesday. And then this is kind of an interesting setup here, like kind of a double cold front scenario. So we'll get one push on Wednesday, our warm day. It's going to bring some windy conditions and some shower, maybe some thunderstorm chances. And then that reinforcing shot of cold air when that second cold front comes through, that's the one that's really going to drop our temperatures for Thursday into Friday. So the good news is, though, if you are traveling, I don't see this being, especially on Thanksgiving Day, it's going to be dry. Same for Black Friday. But even if you are traveling or, thinking about our travelers in our jurisdictions or statewide, Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be pure rainfall. So we have some cold nights heading our way, but daytime, it is all going to be liquid precipitation, and I don't see it being heavy enough to cause too many issues like ponding, pooling, hydroplaning, that kind of thing on our roadway. So good news is, at least regionally here, I don't see any travel issues leading up to or even after Thanksgiving. But one thing that we are keeping an eye on, it's not really a great potential, but with the approaching warm front and then the cold front tailing behind it, we have the chance for a few rumbles of thunder. And especially this time of the year, it's really not going to be that great. We don't have too much instability to work with, but you'll notice the lightest of the green, that is a general thunderstorm. So you might hear a rumble of thunder almost statewide Tuesday, and then a good chunk on Wednesday too. But then you see that darker green in basically just most of Lee County out in far southwest Virginia. They're under a marginal risk for severe storms Tuesday night. And I'll outline the threats here in just a moment. It's a pretty low-end threat, but again, not a zero threat. So getting a look at our severe storm potential, tomorrow it's going to be mainly a late afternoon through the evening type of time frame. Now, I want to preface this by saying you're going to see showers before 3 p.m. It's the most likely severe storm timing that starts at 3 p.m. So don't come at me if you're like, hey, it's raining and it's 11 a.m. Yeah, it's just not severe storm potential. So that storm storm potential is really going to be in the later afternoon through the evening hours. Now, even though it's just Lee County that's technically under that marginal risk, there's a chance that portions of Southwest Virginia could be seeing some stronger storms too. We're just not expecting them to quite reach that severe criteria. But the main threats with any potential strong to severe storms that we do see tomorrow late afternoon and evening will really be strong winds, possibly up to 60 miles per hour. And then there is a very low end tornado threat. Again, pretty low, but hail is not going to be a type of setup with what we have. We just don't have enough lift to really get those hailstones to be an issue. In terms of our confidence, this is where I want to just be straight with you. Really low confidence in the development of severe storms. Sure, we could be seeing some thunderstorms, but the fact that they could turn severe, it's pretty low confidence in not only the timing, but also the intensity that they could even become severe. So again, emphasizing it's a low end threat. Now getting on to our rainfall, because we do have a pretty good amount coming our way, especially throughout the day Tuesday and into Wednesday. It's still not going to be a heavy rainmaker or downpours, but it's going to help things, especially with our drought situation. So statewide, most of us going to be seeing anywhere from about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, but you'll see a few isolated locations clocking in maybe near 1 inch, especially in Western Virginia. And you'll see a few pockets that might end up being a little bit lower, but the timing of it right here shows that it's fairly steady and kind of showery type rain Tuesday through most of midday on Wednesday. 7-day precipitation, again, keeping that heaviest rain just out of state, so west of us, but any little bit is going to help us in this situation. So dry today, tonight, developing showers, and then Tuesday and Wednesday is really what we're looking at for our rain chances. Temperatures, as I mentioned, all over the place. We have seasonable weather today and tomorrow, highs in the low 70s on Wednesday, and then that cold front really drops things. So Thanksgiving, Friday, and then even into Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be pretty chilly because winds are going to be gusty at times too. Overnight low is going to be very cold on Friday morning and Saturday morning. We'll see teens and 20s. And then our probability of precipitation, we have some additional rain chances as we get into next week. Now, I did want to bring over briefly this and actually start with a satellite to see the system in the middle of the country, all the cloud cover, and the rain that's going to be associated with that. So that is what's going to be moving in late tonight and tomorrow. And timing things out, you can see, so here we are starting this morning, dry, we don't have any concerns. Getting through the overnight hours, this is at 7 o'clock tonight, so things are still dry at that point. And keeping in mind that this is just one of our models that we can take a look at. This is the HRRR, so timing is, don't take this 100%. There are definitely other options. But through the overnight hours, especially in the western part of the state, we'll see those showers developing, generally on the light side, but embedded maybe a little bit steadier rainfall. And then here we are waking up at 7, 8 a.m. tomorrow, a few showers around, but really the steadier to even heavier rainfall is going to push into the Piedmont and Central Virginia into the later afternoon hours. And then the storm threat, you kind of see those coming from eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, southwest, and then moving to the northeast. So that right there is our potential for any severe storms. So that's the later evening hours through about maybe 11 p.m. as late as midnight. But at that point, we're really losing a lot of instability. So it's those late evening hours in southwest Virginia that we'll see our storm chances. And then this is kind of a lot to look at, but just giving us an idea of the temperatures, again, rising the next few days, dropping. You see the red, those are our high temperatures, and then the blues are lows. And then cloud cover, it's just nice to see that we'll have a lot of cloud cover Tuesday and Wednesday, obviously with those rain chances, but then clearing out and drying out. So a lot of sunshine for Thanksgiving and Friday. Things are looking good. And I also love to see this graphic here that everything is green, which means that it's rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday. And more rain chances Sunday and into next week, but we don't see really any snow, sleet, there's a little pink that tries to sneak in there, some freezing rain, but pretty low. So everything is of the liquid variety of precipitation at this point. Beyond that, just a quick look at space weather. No concerns right now. There's a little bump up on November 26th, the day before Thanksgiving. We get up to about a 5 in the KP value, but that's still even a 5. The lowest, or the highest forecast is still under the minor impacts to power systems and the power grid. 6 to 10 day outlook does look to be warmer heading into early December and a little bit wetter. So that is going to hopefully bode well for our drought monitor, which I did not include today because the update is on Thursday. So I would just be briefing you everything that I did last Thursday, but hopefully the rain that we just saw over the weekend and what we have coming our way the next few days is going to help that. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Pending any questions, that's my briefing for today.